What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Inside Post. After the fabulous Breeders' Cup and our live stream where we cashed in on Sierra Leone, we thanks everyone for following, liking, being part of the channel, and subscribing, getting us over 1,000 subscribes for that weekend. Today's episode, we are going to dive into who should be the 2024 Horse of the Year. We have two horses, obviously the likes of Thorpedo and possibly Sierra Leone, maybe even Fierceness. Let's dive into these two horses and make a case for each one of why they should be the Horse of the Year. Now, looking back, we have to go all the way back to 2011, 2010, and 2009 for the last time a filly or a mare won the Horse of the Year Eclipse Award. Obviously, the last one being in 2011, Havre de Grace, Zenyatta in 2010, and Rachel Alexander in 2009. Will we see the likes of another filly making it in here? I don't see how she doesn't win this Horse of the Year. With Thorpedo Anna, I mean, the horse is just incredible, especially off of her win on Breeders' Cup Day. Did it pretty easily and just had every race that she's ran in has been dominant. I mean, she's won them all really easily. I mean, you could say outside of the Travers getting beat by Fierceness by a head in there, but that was she was going against the boys. Now, that's a huge feat, huge step for a filly to go against the boys, and for her to run second is just phenomenal. Previously, basically in the spring and early summer, from March to July leading up to that Travers, she won every race she was put in. She won her coveted Kentucky Oaks, the race for fillies for 3-year-olds. She came back in the American Oaks, won in there again, tries the Travers, like I said, finishing second, and then the Cotillion to kind of prep herself for the Breeders' Cup. And you can make a case that, that the filly crop isn't very strong. But early on in her career, she was running against some pretty good competition. West Omaha, Intricate, just FYI, were getting a lot of buzz for being really good fillies. When she won the Oaks, obviously she probably was maybe the second or third choice. I think she was like 4 or 5 to 1 in there. But did it fairly easily on a sloppy track, and then didn't think that she would back it up in the Acorn, and she does it really easily. I believe it was like by 5 lengths. Speed figures have been in the 90s each race that she's ran in. She gets a 111 speed figure with running with the boys in the Travers. She was there. I mean, she had everything. Just kind of as the report says, she just missed. She just missed beating Fierceness on Fierceness's best day. That was kind of one of his races back where he was, I think that was where he was going 2 for 2 in the win column over the summer. So we didn't know what Fierceness we were going to get. We kind of knew it was going to be one of the bigger runs by Fierceness. And she runs second. And she beats out Sierra Leone. Now, we don't usually see, like I said, the last time being 2011, 2010, 2009. The last time we saw a filly make a really good case for Horse of the Year. Swiss Skydiver probably got some votes, being the most recent. She ran against the boys. She did everything right in her ladies division or the filly division, but wasn't able to pull through and kind of was beaten out by the boys, I think, pretty easily. Now, Thorpedo Anna has looked way stronger. Now, has she been the likes of Zenyatta and Rachel Alexander? Probably not. We'll see if she sticks around and runs a four-year-old campaign. Now, if she can be dominant as a 4-year-old, maybe we're looking at her Horse of the Year as a 4-year-old for sure. It's just going to be what's her next career step going to be. Where's she going to go next? Is she going to go into a big filly race, or is she going to try to hit maybe the Pegasus and go against these boys of Fierceness and Sierra Leone yet again and setting up a huge rematch? Does she come back, and does she have a 4-year-old campaign? Does she run in the Breeders' Cup Classic next year again against Fierceness and against Sierra Leone if they too have 4-year-old campaigns? I think right now she's the clear-cut choice. I just think if she doesn't get it, it's just probably the snub of the year on the votes. She's definitely going to win 3-year-old female or top, maybe even top, probably top female horse right now. for the Eclipse Awards. I just think she definitely deserves all nods for Horse of the Year, especially for what she's been able to do in her division, in her races that she's supposed to win for the fillies. She's won them all. We'll see how she backs it up going forward as a 4-year-old. And probably her next up contender, or the one likely to beat her, I don't think Fierceness really has a shot. He's just too inconsistent. I think it's Sierra Leone. I mean, the horse is consistent. He shows up and does what he's supposed to every race. You go back to the Risen or even the Remsen when he finished second behind Dornoch. The Risen Star won there, kind of putting himself on the Derby trail. Follows it up really nicely in the Bluegrass, beating out some really good horses in there, and comes into the Kentucky Derby as like second, third betting option behind Fierceness, Forever Young, and then kind of gets into some trouble as a 3-year-old would. He kind of lugs in against Forever Young, causes some problems there, and finishes second in the Kentucky Derby behind Mystic Dan, who ran the best trip, perfect trip that he could have possibly ran for the Kentucky Derby. So he runs second in his Covenant race for 3-year-old colts, comes back in the Belmont, runs into fresher horses of Dornoch, Mindframe, it finishes third in there, kind of was stumbled off to the start, and that was the first time Flavion Pratt was aboard him. So they changed up jockeys. I believe he still kind of was bumping early and kind of drifting in yet again. Comes back in the Jim Dandy. After those 299 speed figures, horse was heavy favorited in there, but he ran against Fresh Horse and Fierceness, and Fierceness on his good day, so to speak, and was able to run second and could not catch Fierceness. Now, 102 speed figure gets Flavion Pratt. I believe he had blinkers, bit change, some type of equipment change in there to run for the Jim Dandy because they were trying everything they possibly could and just could not get up to pass Fierceness. Travers, yet again, coming in as the favorite. We talked up about how much pace was going to be in here. He would have pace to run into. He's going to have to beat out Thorpedo Anna and Fierceness yet again, which Fierceness was going to show up. Again, the good Fierceness shows up, wins, beats out Thorpedo Anna and Sierra Leone. Just again, could not get to either one of those two front contenders. So, head-to-heads, Thorpedo Anna has him. Head-to-heads, him and Fierceness are kind of 50-50, going to the Derby, the Jim Dandy, the Travers, and now the Breeders' Cup. However, I think Sierra Leone has more consistency over Fierceness because he's going to hit the board. He's got, 8? He is now 9-4, 3-2, over $4 million in earnings possibility, 109 speed figure. I haven't seen a speed figure from the Breeders' Cup. I think it was in the 110s possibly. So he backs that up again, runs huge. He runs big on every race that he's been put into. Fierceness has been hit or miss. We don't know who's going to show up. He did run good in the Breeders' Cup, finishing second in there again to Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone just ran his best race of his career coming into the Breeders' Cup. Rightfully so. We hope that all three of these horses get a shot at 4-year-old seasons. We would love to see them come back, whether it's the Pegasus or the Breeders' Cup next year, and they all just kind of have at it. Let these three horses kind of settle it again. And we'll see if, Sierra Leone's going to run big. Thorpedo Anna, maybe she gets a 4-year-old season. And Fierceness, what Fierceness is going to show up. It's going to be a great 2025 with Kentucky Derby. And we hopefully see a lot of these younger 3-year-olds kind of going into their 4-year-old season. Hopefully we get to see them race more. And we get some of these incredible head-to-head matchups between these two, or even three if we include Thorpedo Anna, to run for Horse of the Year possibly next year as well. So, as of now, we're liking Thorpedo Anna's Horse of the Year. We think it's all hers. It should be all hers. She's won everything that she's supposed to win. Mr. Consistency, Sierra Leone, kind of the other pick, because Colts are usually the ones that run away with these types of awards. I just think head-to-heads, Thorpedo Anna, but Sierra Leone running in the Derby, running in the Classic, the Belmont, Travers, all those bigger races for 3-year-olds, and his consistency could leapfrog him into the horse of the year. I just think, again, if Thorpedo Anna misses, it's a snub on her part for the voters of leaving her off. I think she deserves it. She well deserves it over some of these other contenders as well. So there's our thoughts on the coveted Eclipse Horse of the Year award for Thorpedo Anna and Sierra Leone. Let us know down below your thoughts on the Horse of the Year. Who should it go to and why? Make sure to like the video, and if you're new, hit that subscribe button. We appreciate everybody. We have Kentucky Derby preps coming up, so we will be throwing out videos left and right. Good luck if you're playing this weekend, and thanks, guys.